How to lose weight without changing the foods that you eat. So we're into December now and the Christmas party season is already upon us. There's plenty of parties, socials, works dues, club dues, you name it. Lots of, going for drinks with your neighbours, and then all those extra foods that we feel we should buy just because it's Christmas. We've just been down our local supermarket and there's things down there that you never see apart from at Christmas, like dates and whole nuts for cracking, and those things that you just buy because it's Christmas and it's what you do. You find yourself eating mince pies because it's December, not because you particularly like them. So December has become kind of Christmas season. Christmas isn't just about that one meal of excess, it becomes about a whole month of excess. And it's certainly not a good time, and it's not a popular time for people to really start thinking about losing weight or what they eat. But the problem with that is they often have this kind of screw it mentality. Oh, sorry, I will just wait till January. I'm going to have what I like now. And then they've got that whole month of really poor eating and drinking where they'll probably gain even more weight. And then when they get to January the 1st, then they'll be depressed because they can't believe it. They're the heaviest they've ever been. And then you just feel bloated and sluggish and demotivated and all of those things. But what if I told you that there is a way of losing weight without actually changing the foods that you eat? So you can enjoy all your Christmas treats and go to your parties and so on, but if you do all of these 5 things, you'll still lose weight. And if you just do some of them, or you do all of them some of the time, then you'll probably at least not gain any weight, which would be fantastic. That's still a heck of an achievement at this time of year. Just starting next year, 2017, without having piled on like a stone, 14 pounds plus, is a tremendous thing to aim for. So, sounds too good to be true? Well, it's not actually. What I'm going to share with you now is actually quite simple, but it's not easy. So tip number 1 is to eat slowly. It's the hardest thing to do. When I interned for Precision Nutrition, it's one of their anchor habits, and it's one of the early habits people get introduced to in a year-long program. But it takes them a year to master it, if indeed we ever do it. No one ever finds this easy. But the important thing is that you bring it into sort of your consciousness, you bring it into that sort of mindful arena where you're actually sitting down and focusing on the food. You're sitting down without any other distractions at a table, use a knife and fork, focus on your food, finish each mouthful before you start the next one, chew each mouthful slowly. And all these things that kind of that we know, but again, we tell ourselves we're too busy, particularly at this time of year. So we're always on the go, dashing around. I've got to get the decorations up, get the tree, wrap presents, all of those things. It's very easy to get into this busy kind of mindless way. And that's going to be really what causes a lot of your weight gain over December. So if you can bring that back and at least think, if I'm going to have my meal, I'm going to eat slowly and mindfully. And I suggest you try and take about 15 minutes to eat your meal. But if that's way too long for you and too much compared to where you are now, then just try and time yourself now, and then add at least a minute on each time you eat, and see if you can take small steps to building up. The more you do that, the less anything else matters, including what you eat, because when you slow down, you'll actually taste your food. And healthy food tastes great and junk food tastes not so great. So try that one. Really try that one with some of your Christmas treats as well, like your mince pies or your sweets and chocolates. Really take your time, move it around your mouth, taste all the flavours. Don't just kind of chew it and swallow it quickly, and see if you're actually enjoying it. See if you actually still want to have it. So that's the biggest tip. And if you just managed that, then that'll make a huge difference to whether you do or don't start 2017 at least a stone or 14 pounds heavier than you are now. The next tip is to meditate. So this is similar to the first tip in that it's all about mindfulness. It's all about being sort of conscious. So that might sound a little bit woo-woo to you. Don't worry. It can be as simple as sitting down for a couple of minutes and just taking some deep breaths. That's really valuable. And I've talked about this in some of my other articles. But I recommend, if this is new to you, you maybe get an app like Headspace, and you can work through their 10-day free course. It's meditation for people who don't meditate, but they also have some like sort of special tracks, and you could get something like a meditation for weight loss. And what's brilliant about that, apart from the fact it forces you to slow down and kind of reconnect like with your heart and with your true feelings, so you're not running kind of mindlessly and driven by your ego all the time. But what's also really good about the meditation is that you can, if it's actually a guided one, it can program your subconscious thoughts as well. So those two things together are really powerful. So if you could do that at least once a day, or preferably maybe in the morning, sort of set your intentions, and even if that is just with some deep breaths, think about how your day is going to go, how you want it to go, and visualize yourself going through and maybe resisting some of the, or the more calorie laden treats at the buffet or at the work dinner. Just visualize how you see yourself sort of cruising through your day, sailing through with ease. And at the end of the day, maybe do more of a specific, like a weightless one, where you're programming your thoughts, you're kind of programming that subconscious belief level that you are a slim person, and that you can, and that you are getting better. And again, if you just did that every day, between now and the new year, that would make a massive improvement. And then the last three are kind of more like lifestyle tips that you'll hear anyway. But if you actually do them, rather than just say, hey, I knew that, you'll find, again, even if you eat kind of pretty much what you want this Christmas, doing these things is going to really make a difference in terms of you not getting fatter. And the third one is just to move. Now, kind of, we all know that we need to move as much as we possibly can. I've talked in other articles about the need to do shorter duration, like higher intensity exercise for up to 20 minutes. Maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, that's enough. But the rest of the time, just move. So just walk. So look at this busy time of year as opportunities for more movement. Can you dance at the Christmas party? Can you run up and down the step ladder putting up your decorations? Look for the opportunities to get the movement into the day. Go and deliver your cards to your neighbours. Actually do that and take a walk. Walk to the shops and get your groceries and carry them back. And just, if the weather's nice like it is at the moment, just get outside on a bike or walk and move. But the other thing is this idea of NEAT, N-E-A-T, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. When you look at actually what contributes to your metabolism or how much energy you burn, you've got your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, which is just kind of the energy that you require just to breathe and regenerate cells and just to live. And then everything on top of that is like your activity and movement. The biggest percentage of that is this NEAT, which is just being a bit more active. It's walking up and down the stairs. It's that sort of old cliche of, park a little further from the shops, take the stairs, not the elevator. When you're boiling the kettle, can you just do some movement? Can you put on some music and have a little bit of a dance? Can you take the dog for a walk that's 5 minutes longer than the one you currently do? All these things add up and they make a big difference over time. They compound over time. And then the last two, sleep. So again, without adequate sleep, you're not going to be able to lose weight. Busy time of year, eating different foods, maybe having too many alcoholic drinks doesn't go well with sleeping more and being stressed. But if you could prioritize your sleep and give yourself a curfew, a bedtime of say 10:30 or maybe 11, latest 11 I'd say, and try and get to bed at that time at least 5 nights a week. So you can have a couple of nights a week for your parties, but you be quite strict with yourself. 5 times a week, you can get to bed by 10:30 and try and get about 8 hours of sleep. That again will make a massive difference. And then the final one is drinking lots of water. We all know it, but are we doing it? And again, when you start drinking alcohol, you're going to become even more dehydrated. So aim to have between 2 and 3 litres of water every day. If you're dehydrated, not only does that often give you feelings of like hunger symptoms, even though you're not hungry, we're actually dehydrated, but we feel it as hunger. And the other thing is that you just can't lose fat when you're in a dehydrated state. So if you're going out partying, again, alternate alcoholic drinks with water. And again, if you're not sure how much you're drinking, measure it. Get yourself a flask or a jug, measure out at least 2 litres and make sure you're drinking that and your head doesn't hit the pillow until you've drunk that each day. So there's my 5 tips. If you follow all of them religiously, you'll see a massive difference, and I'd love to know how you get on.